It has only been the first day of this February's Steam Next Fest, but we have already discovered 10 upcoming games that got our attention. From a massive AAA open world title to indie games reviving old school genres and unique games with surprising takes on their inspirations, here are the first 10 games that we absolutely adored in the Steam Next Fest. As someone who grew up with the Command & Conquer games such as Red Alert and General, seeing a project like Global Conflagration makes me hopeful for the future of RTS. Aspiring to bring back the golden age of modern military real-time strategy games, Global Conflagration exudes the essence of what made the 2000s' Command & Conquer games so much fun. The units, the maps, and the effects all resemble CNC General's unique aesthetics, while the building and unit queues borrow some mechanics from Red Alert, that mixed with Company of Heroes' zone control mechanics. Global Conflagration may be heavily inspired by the classics, but the game still features modern controls and streamlined gameplay, letting you build a huge army of tanks, infantry, helicopters, and aircraft to wreak havoc on the battlefield. Take control of one of 3 fictional European military groups and wreak havoc on a war-torn playground of destruction. While Global Conflagration feels like a modern take on Command & Conquer, Godsworn in part feels like an amalgamation of Warcraft, Battle Realms, and Spellforce. Godsworn is a mythological RTS inspired by classic real-time strategy games. In this game, you'll be experiencing an epic fantasy retelling of the Northern Crusades, wherein pagan gods and their tribes clash against crusaders and the armies of heaven, featuring factions derived from pagan culture and gods, each with their own unique heroes and units. The core gameplay reminds me of Warcraft, wherein neutral camps that are guarding important resources are stationed throughout the map, while the overall look and feel of the game feels closer to Battle Realms. Even with its demo, the game already gives confidence in its polish and some truly amazing visuals. Although the game won't probably replace StarCraft or Warcraft for that matter, it may soon offer gamers an entertaining addition to their list of favorite real-time strategies. Outcast, the original cult classic released all the way back in 1999. In 2017, Appeal Studios graced us with a complete remake of their original game. And now in 2024, the studio is back to deliver the next installment of the Outcast series and the direct sequel to the first game. Outcast: A New Beginning features a massive open world that gives players complete freedom of exploration. Travel through the alien world of Adelpha by foot, jetpack, or glider and discover a huge world filled with wonderful vistas, dangerous alien lifeforms, and odd-looking but friendly natives. With this installment, the Outcast series is finally making its debut into the next generation of gaming. With the roguelike genre becoming more commonplace, it was to be expected that its subgenres would also be broadened. However, I never would have guessed that it would take a turn in this direction. Pacific Drive is a roguelike about, you guessed it, driving. But the game isn't that shallow. In fact, the game runs deep in terms of systems, mechanics, level design, and even lore. In Pacific Drive, you'll be driving around on a rusty old station wagon in an anomaly-filled zone, scavenging materials for upgrades for both your car and your garage. Being a roguelike, the game takes you through a series of randomly generated levels as you investigate the mysterious zone. Having played this during the Steam Next Fest, and despite its demo status, this game felt like a much more complete game than a lot of fully released titles of recent years, and I simply can't wait for its full release. I'd also like to add that I absolutely adored the voice acting in this game, which was the thing that made my playthrough such a pleasant experience. Zombies have always been a staple in video games, and every year we get quite a selection of zombie smashing hits to mess around in. Welcome to Paradise is one such game, featuring a goofy zombified world filled with interesting characters and a wide range of zombies, weapons, and survival mechanics. The game is a top-down action RPG with base building, survival, and crafting. Despite its top-down orientation, its combat still presents a satisfying way of bashing in zombie heads. Aside from the usual survival and action RPG elements, is the addition of an odd but truly unique zombie slave mechanic. The game lets you enslave zombies to have them do your bidding, either to help you fight or slave away doing menial tasks like patrolling and collecting resources. The game is set for release this February 29, so zombie fans won't have to wait long for this one. point-and-click adventure games are a genre that I absolutely adore, even more so the ones with amazing animations. From games such as the cult classic Monkey Island series to more recent ones like the Deponia games, point-and-click adventure games always deliver immersive stories and satisfying puzzle gameplay. PRIM self-describes as a creepy but cute point-and-click adventure game filled with dark and goofy humor. Set in the underworld, you play as the titular character and Death's eccentric daughter. Well, eccentric for underworld standards at least. While being the Grim Reaper's daughter certainly has its perks, the strict rules of the King of Death seem to far outweigh the benefits. The game features amazing animations, unique eye-catching visuals, and a fully voiced main character. Follow PRIM in a goofy black and white adventure in her journey to escape her father's selfish whims as she discovers her own supernatural powers, resulting in dire consequences. If you mix intense Souls-like action combat with party-based dungeon crawling, you get Duel Corp, a Souls-inspired action RPG with challenging directional combat. The game lets you unleash your individuality with its unrestricted class system. Venture in a multifaceted realm with retro visuals and an MMO feel where procedurally generated trials await you. Loot, craft, and level up your character to create the ultimate build. Delve into procedurally generated dungeons either solo or with your friends, then duke it out in PvP to prove your dueling prowess. Pocket Pair, the people behind the infamous yet massively popular game Palworld, has yet another project under their belt that's nearing its release. Nevergrave is a Metroidvania-style action roguelike that, I admit, eerily looks very similar to Hollow Knight. However, despite its obvious inspiration, the game still excels at giving itself its own adorable charm, which makes playing the game actually feel like its own thing rather than one built on top of another. And one key difference between games, Hollow Knight is a Souls-like Metroidvania where dying means losing progress, while Nevergrave is a roguelike Metroidvania where dying means, well, progress. Aside from the side-scrolling action, the game also features an adorable 2D city building mechanic that ties into the game's meta progression. If your first impression after seeing this game is that it is a shallow Hollow Knight ripoff, then shred off your doubts now, as this game is looking to be a strong contender to be one of the best Metroidvanias of 2024. When it comes to unique gameplay, weird visuals, and over-the-top carnage, publisher Devolver Digital never fails to deliver. This time around, they're playing with the idea of a sentient bullet that seeks out its enemies. Children of the Sun is a tactical third-person puzzle shooter wherein you assume the role of a vengeful girl and a single bullet. Waging war on an organization only known as the Cult, you'll be sniping down cultists on every level using only a single shot. A single shot that changes trajectories, bouncing around the targets until everything lies dead. Take down the Cult and lose your sanity trying to climb the leaderboards in this truly unique puzzle shooter. If you've played Torchlight Infinite, then you'll easily recognize the Chinese game publisher XD. They're working on a new turn-based tactics gacha RPG with HD 2D graphics. Sword of Convallaria is a fantasy tactical RPG that's trying to revitalize the beloved Japanese turn-based pixel art genre. The game lets you pull or collect a roster of mercenaries, customize, and train them to use in your diverse strategies in order to save the nation of Uria. Aside from the turn-based combat, the game also features a choice-based narrative, music by Final Fantasy Tactics composer Hitoshi Sakimoto, and over 40 Japanese anime and game voice actors. If you're looking for a new gacha addiction, and if tactics games are right up your alley, then Sword of Convallaria may be a great contender this 2024. That is it for this video. There are still more days to go before the end of the Steam Next Fest, so make sure to let us know any games that we should check out, and don't forget to go and discover such amazing games for yourself. Make sure to hit like, subscribe to the channel for more awesome gaming content, and check out our website at playercrits.com for more game recommendations. This has been Leaf, and I'll see you guys on the next one.